We were at a job site where another company has started to do work. The homeowner, once the work had been commenced, was hearing young babies in the attic crying, and the company in question refused to go and look in the attic to see if there were indeed little ones up there. Unfortunately, the company has kind of washed their hands of it and has not come back to investigate the attic for the babies. We are about 10 days after the mother has been removed and is nowhere to be found, and we're just going to go and investigate the roof and see what has transpired, and then we'll proceed into the attic. And they're also hearing noise in a wall that may be a baby that has fallen down.
So we had some issues with raccoons, and there was a lot of damage that was done to the roof. I contacted another company. They came and they put the cage up, and we could hear the babies inside, so we really wanted someone to go inside and the attic and take a look at it, but they were very resistant. And it's funny, one of the reasons was that it's too hot in the attic, so it's a part of the job, and we need to find the babies wherever they are, because they were crying, and from the sound of it really looked like they were small babies. No whatsoever, I tried contacting them, and they were not returning my calls, so it was a very stressful time. I would say at least 3 days was really stressful.
So we immediately see over by the hydro pole a version of a one-way door for raccoons. This is a rather primitive style of door and doesn't always work, but in this case it did, and the mother was locked out and eventually gave up the ghost. And sometimes we see this if the babies are young. She's confused and might just abandon them. So the idea behind this is that the mother could exit out through this door, and then once on the outside may find it difficult to manipulate it to get back in. So we'll now proceed into the house and try to put this all together and see exactly what's transpired over the last week or two. This area here. So in order, when we cut in, not to harm the baby, we're going to actually make a hole above it, so then we can reach in and pull the baby out. And our first cut is going to be side to side, because the joists for the wall go up and down. So we want to determine our parameters by first cutting this way, and then once we hit the joist, we can then cut up and increase the size of the hole. I know. Little fighter. His head's in the corner there. So what we do know is this baby ended up down here as recently as last night. Yes, this morning. Okay. So this morning has been wandering around inside the attic looking for its mother, who has since disappeared. And we can now reach in and pull the little guy out. Probably very hungry and dehydrated. And he's quite young for this time of year. He's feisty though, he's still quite feisty. Come here. I know. As little as he is trying to bite my finger here.
Oh. What sound he's making with his anger?
I'll do this real slow. baby's not even 21 days old because his eyes haven't opened yet. It looks like they were just starting to open, and then without getting continuous nutrition, they've kind of stopped. Pretty feisty to have been without food for over a week. Poor little guy. I know. It's enough strength still though. I know. Get you some. You're adorable. Look at you. You're right to be angry. Yeah. Oh, don't bite yourself. Don't bite yourself. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Bite me. Okay, so we're going to take this guy outside, get some water for him. So after repeatedly calling this other company to come out and go in the attic to find the babies, what was their response?
Well, their response was that the babies are not in the attic, so there's no point in going in the attic because they won't be able to access them anyways. And I was told this thing that the babies, actually they said that, you know, as the last resort, they will start making holes in the soffit, and then wherever the babies are, they will just drop from there. And I was very concerned because if the babies are small, my concern was when they fall, will they die or they get hurt? And I was, and the person I was speaking with, he laughed and he said, "Oh, I see babies falling from buildings and nothing happens to them." So, and I refuse to believe that. I mean, such small babies, I'm sure they'll get hurt.
So it didn't seem that they had a very high regard for the life of the animals in this situation.
I didn't find them compassionate, to be honest, yes.
So this baby's been without its mother for over a week now, which means it's probably completely dehydrated and very hungry. So we're just gonna, because it's been in there for so long, we're just gonna put a little bit of water in its mouth. Seems to like it. He's really lapping it up now. Knows what it is. You do feel that some babies may have died in the attic during this process, although we did find one live one, but you were hearing a lot of noise and then most of that noise went away, is that right?
Yes, I would say 2 days ago, it started becoming quieter. Because otherwise we could hear the babies literally, I would say, screaming. And there was definitely more than one. But then it just went kind of very quiet.
So if the company had to come back and gone in the attic in your early phone calls with them, we could have saved the lives of some baby raccoons. It's unfortunate.
Definitely, I think so, because the mother was missing from the scene from the beginning. So I think the first step, I understand it's a procedure, you know, you put a cage or, you know, one-way door or whatever, trap, something. But I think this should have been done, if not the first day, then the second day for sure. Because somebody really needed to get into the attic to see what was going on. Finally, I put my foot down and I contacted Gates Wildlife, and Brad was there and he did an amazing job. I can't thank you enough, Brad. Really, I really appreciate it.
You're
we were
welcome.
able to save a baby, and everybody in my family was super excited because we really saw a raccoon baby for the first time. So
Nice.
you know, I really, really appreciate it, and I would recommend this company to everyone. Like, from my side, if there's anything more than A++, I would give them that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.